Let's work together to make a post-Major 1 tier list. Let's start with the bottom tier. First off, what is our bottom tier? What do we want to call our bottom tier?
Challengers.
Relegation.
Yeah. Relegation. It's Surge.
Challenge.
Is there anyone else? I don't think anyone else is truly in the relegation tier of like the F tier.
Not C9?
If we were to be traditional. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
C9 is in the multiple roster changes now tier.
Okay, so
Yeah,
multiple.
I'd say they're last place in D tier. Like if we're saying, relegation is our F,
Sure.
I'd say that last place in the D tier is probably New York. I agree they need changes. They need structure. They need Kenny. Let's be real. We're cooking over here with that.
If our D tier is the multiple roster changers as our designator, doesn't LA Thieves fall into that?
I would probably put them in that. That might be a hot take for me. I don't know. People won't agree, but I think.
Do we put LA Thieves in D tier multiple roster changes?
I think they're a solid B minus for my books.
So one
maybe
change.
A C.
One change, right?
Dude,
Scrappy, right? We changed Scrappy, right?
Don't super teams historically not work in esports? And that's what we have here. It's like you need people that are okay not being the stars. And I think you're not going to have a functional team in that regard unless you make more than one change.
You don't think Abizi has that in him? I feel like Abizi is the most likely of the three besides Kenny.
Maybe. I don't know enough about Abizi. The FaZe content was always just so insufferable that I never watched it. I don't know anything about him.
Fair enough. All right, well, I think the easiest way to do these normally is to start at the bottom and the top.
Yeah,
so
let's do that.
If I'm going to S tier, for me, there's two teams in the S tier, and it's Optic and it's Gentlemates.
Didn't you say that you thought FaZe were a top 2 team?
That was Davey.
I think it should be FaZe and Gentlemates up there.
Oh, we're getting somewhere here. How about this? For now, let's put them
Gentlemates for sure. Yeah.
For sure. Look, they turned up a weekend. And they have glaring issues. That's my proposal.
Let's start there. It's easiest to get everyone on the tier list, and then you can shuffle them around, I'd say.
All right, blue collar. Why are we calling that?
Blue collar teams. I think Miami Heretics is like the poster child of the blue collar teams. Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
they're. Yeah.
But G2 plays top 4.
No, I think you can also throw Falcons in there as well. Blue collar.
No, fuck that. I ain't doing that. I'll give you C. I ain't putting a 50-50 coin flip sleeping demon on blue collar right next to heretics.
That's why they're blue collar, though. They're coming in every day. They're working hard at the factory. They go home. They roll on their sports slots app on their phone. They lose all their money, and tomorrow they're back at the factory. They are that squad.
I know, and you can't put a team with 6 rings in the same tier as Boston. You can't do it.
Okay, hold on. Let me do some quick counting here. Who else has a lot of rings here? You know what? I'll put this here. I'm holding on to your 6 rings comment till we get to a different team.
All right, well, listen. C tier, I think it's got to be the Ravens. I guess, they've really sucked on this land. But honestly, I think there's hope. They're not awesome, but I think there's hope.
I think if you put Ravens in a match with Heretics right now, it would be pretty competitive. So I would argue you should put them up in blue collar. Oh.
Blue collar. That's a lot of conjecture, though. You're thinking that they're going to maintain their play and bounce back from this?
Going off of the premise that we stated earlier that we think this, show up at the LAN was like a flash in the pan, poor performance. Then I think before I would have put them in gold star champ, but after that I knock them down a little bit, but I still can't ignore that they won 5 in a row against a lot of good teams. So I would still put them in blue collar.
You know what? I do think that putting them IA might be reactionary. I'm leaning a little bit more on your side, honestly, because looking at them as like, okay, they're not looking at them at their performance and judging them as that might be a bit too reactionary. So I'll give them a benefit of doubt as well and just put them on the level. of these guys. Maybe the lower part. Well, we could put them in lower B. How's that sound, Orion?
Yeah, sounds good to me. I think an easy one for us, Boston, D tier, probably the top of the D tier, unless Koi ends up in there too. But I think they're clearly better than Cloud9, but they're not very good.
I think the rest of these three teams could probably all go in I8. That's what I would do. And that gives us a perfect bell curve for the tier list too, which not enough people do. Everyone,
I know, right?
Yeah. And they're like S, 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 and then there's nothing in like the mid tiers. I'm like, okay, so you just need to kind of recalibrate what an S tier is here, guys. But
now, judging off what you guys,
this is what I would do.
Judging off what you were saying earlier, Davey, you'd want this.
Oh, are we going like in order in the tiers as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I would do. But I've been inputting a lot here. What do you think, Orion?
I think I could go either way on this. Like, to me, it's just FaZe and Optic are the 2A, 2B, right? Where Gentlemates, they've earned the crown. They're in the S tier for good reason. I think after that, like FaZe, Optic, you can go either route. I really do believe it's just, they have the rosters to go head to head. Who's showing up on the day? That's all it comes down to. In the head to head, FaZe Vegas have Draza, the CEO of Optic. I think it's inevitable that they edge this one out.
Hold on, I'm not fucking letting this fly. That's got to be there at least. I have to
fly. That's good. Good pun.
Yeah, why do we have all the bird teams in B? Is it B for bird? Forget blue collar. Like
blue collar birds.
Heretics aren't a bird though.
No, but they haven't shown that they can be an A tier yet. Let's be honest. Like they're not on that level. They are still B tier until they can show themselves at least getting to a Sunday. Like when we can see some hope that like they can be a top team, then I'm willing to move them up. As it is right now, as in today, I don't have that hope that like, yeah, I have an angle for them beating FaZe Vegas kind of thing.
This might be jumping around, but I don't like the look of Koi in I8.
I was literally gonna say something's not right to me, and I think it is this.
No.
I thought we were going the other direction.
Me too. They either need to be at the bottom of I8 with like a gap, like you need to insert like a blank square so there can be like a space in between them and G2.
I don't think
or if we consider a Kleenex kind of role switch as it's not a roster change, because I wouldn't say Koi needs multiple roster changes, but I think they're like, I would put them at the top of the Boston Breach tier.
I tend to agree. I think they have a lot to figure out.
Even below a Minnesota that's overperforming.
They got double first rounded, man.
Double first rounded. There's players other than Estriel on G2. Yeah. It is what it is. G2's not going to win a tournament, but they knocked out some people. They put FaZe Vegas in lower bracket.
Koi have what it takes to win a tournament. You're doing conjecture on G2
not
though.
Right now. No, they don't. Not right now. As it is right now, they're not even going to make it to a Sunday, let alone win the tournament. They might not even make it to a Saturday in their current form. Like I feel like it. We talked about it at the very start of the show, so maybe it was long ago, but I feel the need to reiterate it. This team is bad. Like, they're really bad. They went out top 12, and it wasn't even really close.
It hurts. No.
Stop.
No, Dino, you're like Nate Shot right now defending Kenny. It's like, hey man, like 5 years ago, this guy was insane. You're putting too much history. It's like, yeah, I don't care what he did 5 years ago. Right now, this team sucks.
Overactive. I want you to know that I'm the only one out here defending. This is my proposal now. This is my proposal. This is my trade.
Good compromise. I'll compromise there.
It maintains the bell curve for that reason alone, but we got our eye on you, buddy. We got our eye on you.
They're on the hot seat in that tier.
Yeah.
All right.
Otherwise, though, I think this is looking pretty good. Maybe you could swap LA or G2 around, but
gladly.
They're just I, like they're just I. Who cares? Like That's my other problem too with a lot of these squads tonight. Like, just who cares? You're just I.
How the fuck have we slowly made G2 from bottom of this tier to top of this tier?
Because they got top 4.
Yeah, that doesn't mean shit. We know that it's just gonna be a flash in the pan. Just like how we're calling the flash in the pan for Ravens too.
Listen, if you want to go up to A tier, maybe even S tier, it's one roster move away.
Okay, let's lock it in here. Let's lock in this tier list, and this is our official.
I actually think
tier
this
list.
is pretty perfect. I think this is perfect.
I haven't even seen any other tier lists that the other community made, so I'm really interested to see how our nicely looking bell curve will look against theirs.